All right, ladies, we have Patty with us here today. And I tell you what, she has an amazing story you're going to want to hear because talk about feeling defeated and talk about reaching a dead end, right? So, Patty is here to tell her story because, wow, so many of us can relate to where Patty was. And I want to let her kind of speak. And so, Patty, thanks for, first of all, being here with us. And if you don't mind, take us back to your frustrations. So tell the audience and myself here, what was it? You were doing all the things. So tell us, what were you all doing? Where were you feeling stuck and frustrated before finding VIP?
Yeah, I have always been somebody who was athletic, active. I was working out 4 or 5 times a week, lifting weights. I used to do CrossFit. Um, I've been tracking macros for probably at least 6 years or more.
Yeah.
Um, and it just seemed like the last couple of years, everything I was doing, I just kept gaining weight. I'd gain a little bit, I'd gain a little bit. And I got to the heaviest point I was at. I was still working out multiple times a week. I was tracking my macros. I was working with a sports nutritionist. I had been to 3 different physicians and my sports nutritionist, just saying, I don't think my body's working right. Like I'm doing all these things and I'm still gaining weight. What are my options? And they would just tell me to eat less and exercise more. And so I was so frustrated with that.
Yeah.
At all. I couldn't lose a pound. I just kept continuously gaining. And I was, like you said, I was feeling so defeated. It felt like, why am I even paying attention to this? Because nothing seems to be working.
Oh, girl. Wow. And that's the message that I want y'all to hear. Like Patty was trying everything. She went to the doctor. She went to a sports dietitian, nutritionist, what have you. She was counting her macros. She's working out. She's putting in the work and her body just kept holding and holding and holding. And so that's when we talked and you were a little you're like, can this really work? Right? I mean, how did you feel when I was like, yeah, girl, let's do it. Like let's go for it. Let's get the weight off. Like what were your thoughts when I was like, we can do this?
Well, I had looked at it probably a month or two before. And I started looking at the website and I was like, no, I can do these things on my own. Like I know how to look at food and do all those things. And so I just kept telling myself, maybe if I tweak this one little thing, then maybe my body will start working, or maybe it's my hormones and perimenopause. And, maybe I can make this work on my own. And I just got to a point when things went up a little bit more and we had this conversation. And I remember you asked me, like, why do you want to do this? Like, and why now? It's because I've been trying to do this for years
Mm.
and it hadn't been working. And so I just decided I was going to try something different. It was time to try something different because the other physicians had told me, like, I didn't have a high enough BMI to do any GLPs and I couldn't get things like that covered. And I was like, but my body's not working. And I have PCOS symptoms. And so there was things there with symptoms and why things maybe weren't working, but I just couldn't get anybody else to help me. And so I thought, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep going the path I'm going.
Oh. Wow. I mean, wow, wow, wow. Because you did it all. And with having the PCOS and we do at VIP, we as a dietitian, I understand that and the insulin resistance and then really working first of all making sure that everything is dialed in number one with nutrition and we did tweak some things and I'd like to talk about your results with that and what you think. But then also very responsibly using GLP-1s at extremely low doses. Extremely low doses. So, Patty, girl, tell us. How many weeks have you been in VIP and how much weight have you lost? Because it's awesome.
Yeah. I am just in my 10th week. So 10 weeks in, and I am officially down 20.5 pounds. So yeah, it's just been pretty consistent. Had a harder week last week, which just took me a little time to catch back up.
Yeah.
2.5 pounds, I hit the 20 mark.
Unbelievable, girl. So this is even news to me. I knew she was on a roll, but oh, this is so fun. 10 weeks, starting 10 weeks. So, really, after 9 weeks on plan, Patty is down over 20 pounds and she has worked more than 6 years to try and get her body to let go. She has been doing all the things. So, Patty, let me ask you this. And because I think so many women that are going to hear this and be like, what? How did you do it? Tell me. So, like, really, what do you think was the difference maker for you?
Yeah, I think there's probably two things. I think the microdosing with GLPs, I think my body is just starting to work right.
Yeah.
Um, I had some high labs at the beginning of this, stuff that I didn't even know I had, which was also an eye opener to me. And so I think the GLP has truly helped my body and with the PCOS things and just get it working right. And the hormones and perimenopause, I think things are just working now.
Yeah.
From a nutrition standpoint, honestly, it hasn't been that much different. Like I'm eating the foods that I normally eat. I haven't really veered outside of that. I haven't done tons of the recipes and stuff because I wanted to be able to eat the stuff I normally eat with my kids.
Yes.
The biggest difference with that is that it's lower fat.
Yeah.
So I did eat a little bit higher fat, probably about double. I mean, I was around 55 to 60 grams of fat a day.
Yeah.
This is lower than that. And I thought that was going to be a challenge for me, cutting out the cheeses or the dressings or certain things, mayonnaises, whatever it might be.
Mhm.
I really ate that in moderation before anyway, but it hasn't been that difficult for me. So I've been really consistently able to keep that fat down. And I think just those things together have probably helped me burn the fat.
Good. That's amazing. So outside of the nutrition, because inside VIP, there's so much more support than just the nutrition plan. What would you say have been some of your favorite parts of this? Because I know you've been taking advantage of the full, program.
Yeah, a big benefit and an interest in this program because I know people can try and get the GLPs and just try and do something there by themselves. I really liked that this was a comprehensive program. It's got meetings with you, meetings with the coaches, accountability of turning in the journals weekly. I already tracked my food, so that piece of it really wasn't very difficult, but just making sure I was doing all the other things, the lemon water, eating breakfast and just doing the things that the program really called for. I like that it's the whole shebang, right? Like it's not just go take a shot and see what happens. There's actually, medical director and the care and assistance that's out there whenever I have questions or the community that's going through it at the same time. The weekly calls, sometimes work hasn't allowed me to hop on them, but the weekly calls are always helpful and just giving all the information. The app, I like having an app with all the info right there. It's
Mhm.
really comprehensive. And that's, I think, to me, the difference of doing a program like this.
So good, girl. It is. It's everything. I mean, you're a busy working mama, and it's like we meet you where you're at, support you, help you, guide you. And then yeah, we have the calls and things like that. And so that's awesome. And it's a comprehensive approach and it has worked for you, girl. And I'm so, so proud of you. And I'm just so happy for you. I mean, and you had mentioned labs. I don't know if you're comfortable sharing that or not. Do you mind talking about that, or would you prefer not to?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm pretty open book. Yeah, I really had no clue my cholesterol was high. Not super high, but it was high. And I've never had any health issues like that in the past. And then the tests, the big ones that were kickers for me were the kidney liver function tests. I am not a lab person or a doctor. But when I looked those up and they were high, it kind of reinforced to me like my body truly is not working the way it's supposed to. And these labs show it. They prove that I wasn't crazy this entire time. I was trying to ask my doctors for help. What else can I do? What's out there? What do we look at? And I wasn't losing my mind that my body wasn't working. It truly was not working.
Mhm. Yeah, amen, girl. And one thing that I really want to hone in on is so Patty, we tweaked her plan a little bit with her nutrition, but her nutrition was still really on point. We did microdose GLP-1 with medical oversight. But a big thing too is that the way that the foods are designed and paired together help your body cleanse out, right? Cleanse out the toxins. And like when we lose the weight, where does that go? Right. And so we really do help the body cleanse at a cellular level with your liver and your gut. So let me ask you this. Let's say another woman is out there because girl, there's so many mamas, especially athletic women, that are like, what the heck? Okay. I've had several calls even this week with them. Um, what would your what would you say to her? If you were talking to her at coffee, what would you tell her?
I would say listen to your instincts. You know if something doesn't feel right or doesn't seem to be working right.
Yeah.
I would say that this was actually like the program's doable. It's not difficult to hit the steps of the program. I've been super committed to it, but it's worth it. Like to see the results that I never saw in years.
Yes.
If I hadn't started the program, I'd still be trying to do it on my own and probably creeping up. So to think that I'm 20-pound difference, in just 10 weeks, and I'm looking forward to having my labs drawn again because I'm really curious to see where that's at.
Yeah.
But just look into it as an option. I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Uh, the support is there. You're
Right.
not alone.
Right.
And I blamed everything on crazy hormones as I've gotten older. I'm like, oh, it's just the crazy hormones. And it is, but I feel like this is something that's helping control that.
You heard it, girls. Okay. We absolutely balance hormones in a very natural way. And so that is so great. Now, you had mentioned this, and I hear this a lot too. A lot of mamas they feel guilty making the investment in themselves, right? Um, oh, here we go. Is it still on? Okay. A lot of mamas feel guilty making an investment in themselves. Okay. And it is an investment. VIP is an investment. What would you also say to that mama out there that's like, I should just try it on my own. I can do it. I can do it. I don't know. I don't want to spend the money on myself. What would you say to her?
I wish I would have done it sooner.
Wow. Wow. So it's worth it to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, I just feel like it's beyond just the 20 pounds. There's just feeling more confident in myself. And, I used to pull up my shirt all the time to try and stretch it out and just like wondering how am I looking sitting and I don't feel very good, bloating, like I just wasn't the confident person on that side of things that I'd always been. And as much as I wanted to be able to do it myself at that point in time, I just didn't have the right recipe.
Oh, girl. I have goosebumps. You feel confident again, don't you?
I do. I do.
Amazing.
When we first talked, you said, what would you wear if you hit your goals? What would you want to wear? And I said, I already wear the bikini, even if I shouldn't believe, but I do it. But I said, I want to wear a crop top. Like I just, that's the thing. I like to be comfortable in a crop top. And so honestly, probably since I don't know, maybe four, like I saw a big difference in it. Like I don't go short crop tops, but they're little crop tops more than I would ever wear before. And so I'm just comfortable even going to the store in it. And that's just not where I was at. And
Oh, it's everything. You heard it here. Patty, congratulations on your success. Congratulations on taking the leap for yourself. And it's really beautiful to see you shine in your confidence in your body. And man, from a health standpoint, keep going. And thank you for sharing your story. It takes a lot of courage. And I know that your story is going to, shed light into a lot of other women's lives and say, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it. And that is exactly what we do here at VIP. So congratulations.